Arkansas. Key facts: abbreviation AR. Nickname: the natural state. Capital: Little Rock. Flower: apple blossom. Tree: pine. Bird: mockingbird. Fruit: South Arkansas vine-ripe pink tomato. Motto: Regnat populus. Let the people rule. Arkansas, rhyming with duck and soar, calls its citizens Arkansans. Bill Clinton will probably remain the best known of these for many generations. His blend of crinkly charm and battered disreputability seems rather an accurate face to put on the state. I drive through the town of Helena, weirdly known as Helena, West Helena, another proud historical blues cultural center, feeling that I have stepped back 50 years. Disused rubber warehouses and flour mills dominate a town that looks as if it has just been prepped for a shoot by a Hollywood production designer. A shoot of what, though? The Passionary drama or the biopic of a country music star? Some fantasy combination of both, I should imagine. Canoeing. On the banks of the Mississippi River, I'm met by John, a man who spends every hour he can boating up and down the river. He teaches young kids from disadvantaged families how to handle a canoe. There's a number of these here with him today, and together they lash a comfortable wicker chair to the center of a canoe to make me a throne. With a broken arm, it would be difficult for me to sit in any other fashion, but as we set off on our huckleberry adventure, I feel a twinge of embarrassment. A large European is being paddled along a big river by black youths. It feels a little too imperial, a little too Sanders of the River for comfort. The boys themselves don't seem to feel it, however, and I excoriate myself for being so gripped by self-consciousness, risk, guilt, doubt, and insecurity. Nonetheless, as an image, I shudder as I consider what my being penitent friends back home will say when they see it. Considering that the Mississippi is one of the largest and most unspoiled rivers in the world, it is astonishing how alone we are. I had expected a great deal of tourism to be on show. Once or twice a huge commercial barge comes by, but we are the only leisure craft on the water. John confirms that the Americans, keen as they are to enjoy their woods and their wilderness, huge on the use of the Mississippi, on which it is their right to sail, paddle, or steam as much as they like. We may camp on a small island that in a week or so will be gone. The meltwaters that come down from the frozen north will soon be swelling the river and raising its levels, making shift with wine, beer, coffee, barbecued meat, potatoes, beans, and cheese. John and I discuss the mythical status that Mississippi has in the United States lore, literature, and art. The river has exercised a grip on the American imagination from the earliest days of European settlement, finding its apotheosis in Huckleberry Finn, Moby Dick's only serious contender for the title Great American Novel. Perhaps that is why Americans come to the river itself so rarely, we decide. It functions as such a potent symbol that to encounter the real modern water might only lead to disillusionment. But a symbol of what? Well, Mississippi divides east from west, so in the imagination it becomes the frontier that separates civilization, law, and authority from free-spirited, maverick pioneering. It is also a symbol of the American obsession with journeying, with moving on. America is a nation composed of people whose ancestors moved on, who had the restless desire to upstick and leave their European homes. The itchy foot did need for the endless journeys in the American DNA, and while it is now most often presented in its 20th century fictional form, the road movie, It found its first expressions in Huck Finn and Legends of Old Man River. But the Mississippi also stands for a connection between North and South, with Chicago at one end and New Orleans at the other. So much of America's traffic, cultural as well as commercial, has traveled down or up. As a matter of fact, the Mississippi is not the longest river in the United States of America. At 2,320 miles, it is some 20 or so miles shorter than its great tributary, the Missouri. The short journey from jetty to small island seemed long enough. I thanked John and his young crew and continue on my way. Dogging. The border of Arkansas with Tennessee is marked by the course of the Mississippi, and as I drive north I keep the river to my right. Over on the eastern bank the lights of Memphis, Tennessee are beginning to twinkle. On my side, the Arkansas side, the city is called West Memphis, and it is noticeably more down at hill than its famous Tennessee brother. I am tempted by a large neon sign that reads Southlands. I have been told that there is a major dog track here. I should have passed right by. Greyhound racing was once of the most popular sports in America, but the track in West Memphis is deserted when you get there, despite a race being scheduled every half hour. So long as they are televised, who need actually attend the meetings? The best can be laid in Sydney, Sidcup or City Barani. With betting by satellite TV and the internet, it makes no difference. I talked to Paul Cohen, one of the trainers, who tells me that back in the day there would be 2 miles of tailback traffic snaking around the interstate on race days. Today people are more drawn to the casino which had been added to the Southlands complex. Paul is keen for me to understand that the dogs are exceptionally well cared for. He loves them and it upsets him that the sport has a reputation for cruelty. I promise him that I will pass on this news. He seems to think Britain is full of people who would come to Arkansas for the racing if only they believed that the greyhounds were well treated. And bid him goodbye. I look longingly across the river at Tennessee. I can just glimpse the top of the Peabody Hotel where my ducks will be settling in for the night. Memphis radiates prosperity and self-confidence, just as West Memphis radiates failure and disappointment. As I prepare the taxi for the journey north to the state of Missouri, I can't help feeling sorry for Arkansas. West Memphis will never be Memphis, and Arkansas will never be Tennessee. But then, knowing American statal pride, as I now do, I suspect most Arkansans would claim that this is exactly how they would want it to remain.